All right, we're live. What's up, YouTube? This is Dave's Gamers Anonymous, episode 4. We got a few things to talk about, like Sony damage controlling for No Man's Sky. We got the whole thing with the For Honor Alpha that's out. We got, I believe, Sony too took shots at Microsoft, kind of saying that their competition's PC. I don't know if I talked about that last week. I can't remember. There's some other stuff too that's going on. Oh, you have a delay with The Last Guardian. They delayed that till December. What is it? December 6th, I think it is.
Who knows at this point?
I mean, yeah. I thought it was December 6th. Sometime in December they're delaying The Last Guardian. Um. But yeah, and then basically just talk about whatever from then on. It's not gonna be a long podcast, but should be interesting. But I want to start out with this. Me and Bear Hugger have had a bet now with the whole No Man's Sky thing, and I think it's come time now. It's been from when I wrote that comment on the Dream Team podcast that he would not be playing No Man's Sky longer than so ever. Just not playing it like he was going to be saying he was going to be playing it. But to be fair, I'm calling this bet as a tie. Reason why? He's not playing it. But the reason I'm giving him a tie, the man platinumed the game. I don't think anybody that really don't like a game, because my whole bet was I was saying that basically Bear was saying he liked the game more than he did and stuff like that. But also in my bet, I said he wouldn't be playing the game long, which right here of an indication. We're going to go by his latest stuff going on with PlayStation, which is right. Ooh, hold on. My hand's shaking today. Right here you could see Star Trek was today, and if you scroll through it, to be fair, you got the demo for Resident Evil 7, Suriname, whatever that game is, Dragon Fantasy, the Black Tome of Ice, Bear Hugger Made a Friend, Battlefield 4, FIFA 17 demo, whatever the hell this is. That's Magda Joan, one of these indie games. They have weird fucking names. More of that Mag Joan or whatever it's called. Played a lot of that. One way, more Star Trek. But one thing you're noticing while I'm scrolling through all this, we're not seeing No Man's Sky. I see more Star Trek, Share Factory. He played Overwatch for the first time. Raikou 7, more Star Trek than anything, I would say. Let's see. Oops, and it's blurry to be fair, but if you guys want to check it out, think I'm lying, go look at Bear Hugger's recent activities, and and even if you go on his YouTube channel, last time he even did anything with anything like a stream or anything with No Man's Sky was 2 weeks ago. He told me he'd be playing this game for a while. But like I said, where I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, he did platinum the game. I wouldn't platinum a game I didn't fucking like. I'm sorry. I couldn't play a game that long. So I'm calling it a tie. He can do whatever he wants. If I lost the bet, I was supposed to apologize and play Mega Man, the whole collection, which I still might just do for shits and giggles. But if he lost the bet, he would just be a loser like he always is with our bets, because I usually am right all the time. But that's all I wanted to address in the beginning of this podcast, get that out of the way. If Bear wants to respond to that with some damage control, that's fine. But I call it a tie. All right. And two, what kind of pissed me off, I watched, nothing to do with Bear, but I saw and it didn't piss me off. I don't know why I said that. I saw a response from one of Bear Hugger's supporters, and I guess he supports me too, but you could tell he was sticking up for Bear, going after one of my videos, and you could tell in the video he was upset that I said stuff about No Man's Sky, and said in the video basically Like, I don't understand this whole thing where people say you can't get an opinion of a game without playing it at all. I didn't give a fucking review for No Man's Sky. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. It's fucking boring. I'm not going to go out and buy it just to be able to say it's fucking boring. I'm not getting duped like all the fucking millions of people that bought that game that got fucking duped. Would you agree, Grimpachi, or am I crazy?
I did not buy the game, but I have the game. And I would tell you off the rip, the game is very boring. Is it horrible? If it's not boring to you, I can see you have fun with it, but that's the thing. You won't know what's boring to you till you experience it. But it looks boring, and when I played it, it was boring. So I don't really think you have to buy it. If it looks boring, what you see is what you get, Dave. This is not one of those games where when you watch people play it, it's different when you play it yourself. It's not really like that. What you see people doing is what you're going to do. And if it looks boring to you by watching on Twitch or wherever you're watching it, it's going to be boring when you play it.
Mm-hmm. See, now the guy I'm referring to, he said some things in this video. And I like the guy's channel. I've watched some of his videos now, and he had a response about 2 weeks ago. I mean, I will say this, guys, if I ever sometimes do get responses, what I do is I go to YouTube. I type my name in every now and again. I do that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I usually get a lot of responses. I found 2 responses, and I didn't look past this one. So if there is more responses, I will see them eventually. But it says, response to Dave's had enough, 187. People do drama because they're not gamers. He talked about that subject, and then in the video brought up the whole thing with Bear Hugger with the No Man's Sky, I believe. And to me, I looked through his channel. I saw he plays No Man's Sky. That's fine if you like the game. One thing you got to understand, guys, with me and Bear Hugger, we have always had back and forth to do with gaming. We don't get personal. I don't make fun of Bear Hugger and say shit like some people said that he's on welfare. I don't do that. My shit, when I take shots at him, is usually to do with gaming. I've never took shots at him any other way. It's to do with gaming. That's it. And I see he was like upset that I was taking shots at Bear Hugger because of No Man's Sky, because I knew he wouldn't play the game long. I knew after a while he would drop it, just like most people drop games in this fucking community. Nobody stays on a game very long at all. But I mean, Jimmy Butthurt Gaming, good channel. Shout out to Jimmy Butthurt. I will have a link to his channel in the description. Good guy, nothing wrong with him. But he said also too, I'm scared to. When I mentioned the bigger YouTubers, basically the whole thing, how a lot of people say, he brought up the whole thing with people, how people said they need drama to have a successful channel, and gameplay don't basically bring you views. And I've already pointed out the video that my gaming content does very well. He says my gaming content don't, my drama videos. I'm not a huge drama person. I don't see where people say I make all this drama content. I had it with Gamer Nate, which lasted for about a fucking week, maybe a little over a week. Had some drama with Clown Me, David Maddox, Brandon Cole, and then the whole thing with Jay Sentries. It wasn't like most people in this community where they just, everything that goes on is fucking drama. I just think that's bullshit. If you have to fall back on drama and you're a gaming channel and you say, oh, well, my gaming content don't do this, I got to do drama. I think that's a cop-out, in my opinion. And he says, oh, you didn't say no names. I've said many a names. Those people who watch that video knew exactly who I was talking about. I don't always have to say names. I'm not always going to be, directing. Then they'll think I directed the whole video at them. I was directing that at numerous people. I heard that. How many times have you guys heard people say, oh, well, gaming shit just don't get views, I have to do drama? We've heard it from a lot of people, haven't we? A fair amount. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. One of them, Jay Sentries. I'll give you a name right there. Fucking homo. I mean, fuck that guy. I mean, I can't stand him. But, thank you, One Stop, for joining. Well, let's start I didn't start the podcast. I just wanted to go over the Bear Hugger stuff. But, let's introduce everybody. One Stop for Gamers. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for the invite, Dave. Let's get it popping.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Frozen Magma, how's it going, buddy?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining. King Grimpachi, as always, thank you for joining, man.
Yo, no problem.
feel like I'm doing the end of the
Yeah.
But and the old dirty, thank you, buddy, for jumping in on this one.
Oh, no problem, Dave. What's up, fellas?
All right, let's get it started. Let's start off with the Last Guardian delay. Are any of you shocked by this, or?
No.
Nah, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm not either. Now, it is, to be fair, they delayed it till December 6th, right? Or is it later than that?
It's still December. It's still in the holiday, but it's not where it was.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not where it was. It was supposed to come out next month, October. It was supposed to be out in October, early October, I believe. Now they pushed it off to December something. And then you have some people claiming it's never going to come out. It's been delayed so many times, it's just a lost cause. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's coming out this year, one stop?
Probably. I mean, I guess it depends on what's the problem they're having with the game itself. Like I say, I don't know. This is like one of those. It's like one of those mystery games. It's like trying to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and shit. This game supposed to big came out, but now we got, even with more powerful systems, it seems like to me they still having a problem with the game, and they're not telling us exactly what the problem is. But I think it could. It probably can. But if they delay it again, I won't be surprised. It's not. I'm to the point where my hype has dropped off the radar for it now. They done delayed it so much, and it's been waiting so long for it to come out. So, but it's possible though. It's possible it can come out sometime this year.
Okay. What about you, Frozen? What do you think of No Man's Sky being delayed again?
You mean Last Guardian?
Or not? No, I was just talking about No Man's Sky. Last Guardian. My bad.
I felt that I think the game is already done. They just delayed it because it's not going to sell. You got too many games in October as is. And I'm not talking about just the big games. Not everybody has money to buy every game in the holiday. Everybody talks about how the holiday is the best time to sell games, but when there's some people out there that don't have money like everybody else has money, you can't buy every game. So people are only going to be able to get one game in the holiday. So
well, but the thing you got to understand, yeah, not many people have money in the holidays, but they know people have. Like, holidays is kind of like a trick. You got kids, they want presents. It's like, a lot of people go out and spend money they shouldn't on the holiday. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They know the holiday, when that Christmas tree is fucking empty, you're going to have some fucking mad kids sometimes. And they know kids are going to want these fucking games. But then you got kids, some families like that, my family was too. They'd wait till income tax and get me one time I had to wait for income tax for one of the systems I wanted. But usually I'd have my shit at Christmas. But sometimes it's like that. It is what it is. But they know people will go out in the holidays and spend money they shouldn't. They know that. And I think, this holiday, you got a lot of games. And then right after the holiday, you got a lot of shit start coming. You got Resident Evil 7, For Honor, Horizon Zero Dawn. Right,
we got a console. Don't forget the console, Dave. We even have a console coming out in November.
Yeah. I mean, you got not even just a console. You got a VR system coming out too.
Yep.
I mean, that's crazy.
Man, you gotta think, Dave. You gotta get the TV too.
Oh, and God.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get a TV too. Now people got to get a 4K TV if you want to enjoy all this.
Who got to get a 4K? Shit. I got one in my living room. That's the only one I'm gonna have.
Now, you bought your 4K TV recently, right, Dredd, or you had it for a while? Or?
And I had mine since the beginning of 2015.
Okay, now you got one with HDR, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now what about all them people that ran out, bought a 4K TV when they first announced these and didn't have HDR? I feel sorry. In a way, I feel kind of sorry for those people. In a way I don't.
Yeah, they're over here posting their receipts up in community and groups and all that. And I'm like, that's a little too much.
Well, I'm just saying, imagine you ran out there, got a TV, and didn't have HDR, but you're like, oh, I just spent a couple grand on 4K day one, and now that TV is fucking pointless when it comes to these consoles because you need HDR.
Yep. It's kind of bad. I mean, I criticize these motherfuckers a lot. You know that. I mean, that's what I do. But I think that people are so caught in their own ways and their own agendas that they do things out of spite. Like, you know how when you was growing up as a kid and parents tell you to do something and you just do the opposite just out of spite. And I think a lot of people a lot of gamers in this community are just like children. You can you can tell somebody, look, this is whatever it is, and out of spite, they're not gonna listen to you. They're gonna just do the opposite. Not they don't want to hear you. They just want to do the opposite of what you said because maybe they didn't like you or whatever their agenda really is behind their actions. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like I said, I look at a lot of these people in the community as fucking children. And to me, you know what I'm saying? The information was out there. It was easy to, you know, Google the television you're trying to pick up and find out what the specs is, what it does, and all that. So you can't really blame people nowadays for the lack of knowledge on whatever they purchasing. You know, the information is out there. So
what about you, Frozen, on this whole 4K madness? Like with people now having to get the HDR, and what about people? It is an interesting topic if you think about all them people ran out, got a 4K TV when they first came out, spent a lot of money, and then you don't have that HDR. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. And like, especially, I'm seeing all these guys in these groups. I'm not even gonna say the name of the groups, but they're posting pictures of their receipts of pre-ordering the Pro and the 4K televisions, and I'm like, I'll just wait till next year because by then your television's gonna be outdated. They're gonna have a better one out on the market, and it's gonna be way better. You know. I'll wait. I'm probably getting a new TV around maybe next summer because I'm real low budget. I don't need a new TV. I'm fine with what I got. I don't need. Why do I gotta listen to what everybody else is doing? You know?
Oh, and The Last Guardian, I believe, is December 9th. I was wrong. I thought it was December 6th. It's December 9th. It's dropping now. But yeah, any more on The Last Guardian or the 4K situation with people that went out, bought a 4K TV, and now they're kind of duped? You know, I guess they have to go out and buy another one if they want to experience HDR. Because now, I don't know if you guys are noticing, it's not so much the 4K that's the big thing, it's the HDR.
Yeah, I heard GameSpot talk about it today, where one of the GameSpot employees went to the Sony event, and they were even saying 4K is not that big of a deal. It's the HDR that makes it, like, it makes you say, oh, I want a new TV. He said 4K in general, yeah, it looks nicer, but it's just like, whatever, you know. When you see the HDR, that's when you're like, oh, you know, that's when you're going to really see everything. Like, I'm not running out getting no 4K TV, not running out getting no PS4 Pro, not doing any of those things. If you guys want to do that, that's cool, that's fine. Honestly, I just don't see, I don't know who it's for, other than for people that want 4K. I don't know who's getting a Pro. Unless you don't have a PS4 at all, then I can see why you would get a Pro. You might as well just get it, you know, for the simple fact, you know, it's $100 more, you get more hard drive space, and there's the potential games will look better at 1080p. But if you're not getting 4K, I have no idea why you upgrade to a Pro. You know, but, you know, that's just me. And when it comes to The Last Guardian, I've been hearing GameSpot and other publications say that this game really is not going to blow anybody away. Which is funny because they probably known that for the longest of time. They probably played the demo of that game and played that game plenty of times before, and they knew it wasn't that great. And now they're coming out saying, you know, it's not going to be what you think it is.
What now? Which one are you saying it?
The Last Guardian. I've been seeing. It was either GameSpot or IGN where they were talking about The Last Guardian. Like, they played it, and they were just like, people that think this game is going to blow them away, it's not going to be that.
Okay, yeah. The Last Guardian, to me, I know there's a lot of people are really hyped up about that game because it's been, you know, talked about for so many years. But I played Shadow of the Colossus. It's a good game, but to me, I always felt like Shadow of the Colossus was like the world was very empty. I don't know. That's just me. They had the boss. It was like more of a game. You're doing these like puzzle boss battles, figuring out what you got to do to get that. And if The Last Guardian's anything like that, I don't know. I don't see the hype to me. You know, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people. You got to understand it's Sony's, you know, this big Sony exclusive that has been talked about. It's been a myth for years, and now it's going to finally see the light. And, you know, of course they're going to boost it up, but I don't see the hype behind it. What about you, All Dirty, with The Last Guardian?
I'm not surprised. I'm thinking they might be, you know, delaying it.
Oh, delaying. Okay. So? Do we think this thing's going to be pushed off even more? Is there a good chance it's who thinks it's going to be pushed off more? Like it's not going to come out this year.
The Last Guardian. I mean, it could go either way. I know Frozen was saying that people don't have money like that, and it's smart for them to push it back. But if you think about it, when's it coming out? December, right?
Yeah, there's nothing really. I don't think there's anything really big in December. But then most people probably would have blew their money already.
Yeah, and a lot of people like around that time they've already done their shopping. You know, some people may be rushing to get gifts or to get something. They may pick up The Last Guardian, but even then, The Last Guardian just isn't. It doesn't even look like a mainstream thing. Like I don't know too many people that's going to run and like you may run and you're trying to get a quick gift. You may pick up Call of Duty, you know, because Call of Duty looks like something anybody could be into. The Last Guardian looks like something that's for a specific audience. I don't know too many people that's going to go get The Last Guardian
because they didn't do no limited edition PS4 bundle or anything like that. Usually they do that with some of their games where they bundle it and they make a design and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to Call of Duty, I don't care what anybody says. That game's gonna sell like it always does. It will. It never fails when it comes to Call of Duty. I think it is a dying franchise, but you know it's Call of Duty. It's got some light left into it.
And the next one will sell as well next year.
Oh yeah. What they're going to do is they're going to keep remastering some of the games and putting that behind it because you know everybody wants the remaster. I know that remaster looks nice.
I want the remaster, but I'm going to wait for it to become separate and then I'll buy it. I'm not buying that other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I hope they don't hold off on that too long.
Well, it's smart with why they did it though. It's real smart how they did it.
Yeah, I mean they want people to basically buy that remaster, you know, buy the new game to get the remaster. They know people want that remaster, but I will say for the new game, the campaign looks nice. I do like that campaign. And the zombies, I always have fun with zombies. I play it with my nephews. Even on the new Black Ops, I like the zombies. I think it's fun. But it, you know, those are the only two things I would get it for if I was going to buy that game. But it's like Call of Duty. Everybody who says they're not going to get it, but we all end up buying it. I do all the time. But it just seems to me when I saw that multiplayer, I was like, damn, it's just like a totally different game from what it used to be. It's not even like Call of Duty anymore. Well, Nightfall looks like it's doing better than what that's doing.
Y'all ain't noticed? Have y'all noticed all the remasters already for the so-called PlayStation Pro? Have you noticed that? Nobody noticed that but me.
What do you mean? They're
remastering. Like, I mean, they're gonna. I can see it now. They're gonna start saying, "Oh, you know, this is the definitive version of Tomb Raider running on the Pro." And of course, when the Scorpio come out, they're gonna have the definitive version, or they're gonna bring in remaster same games, just remaster them into upscaling versions. And it's like there's a new formula or a new way to call a remaster now, since we got these new consoles coming out, and people cannot. It's like people have a one track in mind. They cannot expand their sight and just see clearly of what these companies are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't give a fuck if they changed the name to who did it and got away with it. A remaster is a fucking remaster. You feel me? I don't care what you want to call it. And I see Microsoft and Sony, they're coming out with these new. I ain't gonna lie, they're pretty smart on how they do it too. They slick. They'll come out and, you know, instead of calling it a remaster, they'll call it something else. But in reality, that's all it is. You know, that's how they trick the sheep. Like, oh yeah, this is the 4K. They're not gonna say it's upscale or whatever. It's just you just remastered the damn game.
So you think they're gonna drop you don't
a shit ton of remasters?
They're not gonna just do a patch in the game and just make it look better? They're actually gonna do a physical remaster of it?
Well, we know what they call. I mean, let's be realistic here. I mean, we done seen some games that they call remaster, and they didn't really do shit. Them the games I'm talking about, those types, not the real remasters. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're gonna just go in, they're gonna call it a remaster or remake or whatever the fuck, and it's gonna be the same thing with just slightly better textures. I can see it coming, man. I can see it coming.
Yeah, I could see that happening. The only thing that would be bad on that, though, that mean they kind of went back on their word and they said they wouldn't have different games. But if you get technical with it, it won't be a different game, you know? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with Dredd on that, with the whole possibility of them remastering games even more for the Pro?
I mean, I think they're gonna do a patch, or maybe even charge you for a patch. I don't know if they're gonna bring out a new copy of the game.
I don't see how they could do that though. Charge you for a pack. That's nuts. Then what's the point of buying the Pro to spend? Then you have to spend more. Then that's just another way for them to make money to pay. So are they gonna
wait, that's confirmed. They're charging people for that shit?
The developer Sony put in the PlayStation, in their PlayStation blog, a Q&A on what the Pro does and doesn't do. One of the questions was, do you have to pay for the Pro features? And Sony said that they are not charging with their games, but third party has the option to do what they want, meaning they can charge you if they want to. Will they?
That's not a
know, but
that's not a no.
They will. Yeah,
so
it's not a no.
It's not a no.
They want to.
That's crazy. So they're looking at ways to make money even more with these new consoles. It's not enough. They got to make you go out and buy another console, buy a 4K TV if you want to go this route. Then on top of that, there's even more money over the rainbow.
I can look at it like this, right? These developers are lazy. Let's say they don't want to make Pro features, but Sony and Microsoft. Well, let's not say Microsoft. Let's just say Sony. It's like, but we're making this new system. You gotta make the Pro features. You gotta do this, or what would be the point of upgrading, right?
Right.
So Sony gives them the incentive. Well, if you do this, you have the ability to charge. Now, can I blame the third party that really doesn't want to make the features, but Sony's like, yo, please make these Pro features, and we'll give you the opportunity to charge for them. Yeah, the customer's getting bit in the back end, but guess what? If Sony's just like, yo, you got to make the Pro features, or you can't put the game on here or some shit, you can make extra money if you charge for it. I can see why they're doing it. Now, obviously, that's like the best case scenario. More than likely, these companies probably don't have to charge at all, and they're just like, fuck it, let's charge them anyway because we can. That's more likely what's going to end up happening. But hopefully, they don't do it at all. But I don't like the idea that Sony's leaving the door open for them to do it.
All right, for y'all gamers, and I mean, just hearing that you have to pay for patches. Me personally, I don't care how much the patch is. I don't care if it's 75 cents. I don't want to pay for a fucking patch. And this is the time for us as gamers in the community to stand up and say we don't want this shit and we're not going to buy it. But then you still have people that like, well, I don't care. I want it. I want to see the pretty graphics. That's all I want. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse.
They're going to have to do a stand-up like they did for the DRM with the Xbox. They're going to have to do that.
That's what me and Dirty were talking about. We were talking about that. Like the thing you brought up, I was just about to say it. We talked about that last night. The only time you ever saw gamers group together was at DRM. If you don't want this shit to happen, this would be another time to get the fuck together and do it. Because that was the only time you saw people say no, and they didn't do it. All this other bullshit, season passes, new consoles, microtransactions, nobody stood up for that. But they cared about DRM. But DRM's still here. It's here with the online only games. But I'm telling you, this is gonna be bad news.
Been worse. You're right. It would have been a lot worse if people didn't get together. And the thing is, I'm gonna be honest, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to say this, but and this shit exposed a lot of people, man. This shit really exposed a lot of fraudulent people, and especially in this community, because when you go a year ago, just a year ago, it ain't even been that long. What people were saying, and I think I said this in my last video. I love my PlayStation 4. Everything is all good. It's perfect. I love my Xbox. It's perfect. These same individuals are coming out. Oh, I got to get the Scorpio. I got to get the Pro. I'm like, well, wait, I thought you loved the original one. What's the point? What are you talking about? I thought you love. Oh no, it's gonna be better this and now they charge it for patches. I'm like, well, I'm not standing for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I normally go out and get the best shit. People know that, but I don't need none of them shits. I got this machine right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't do it, man. And I'm not for to do it because like when I first heard about the Pro, I was like, you know what, I might just go ahead and just get it. But then again, I'll be supporting the bullshit that we don't need in this community. You know what I'm saying? So I changed my mind. I was like, man, I'm not getting that shit, man. I'm not getting neither one of them motherfuckers because at the end of the day, if these people make a lot of money, and this is what people need to understand, if they make a lot of money, and I don't give a fuck, you can disagree with me, but I'm telling you now, if the Xbox Scorpio fly off the shelves, regardless of the price, if the Pro fly off the shelves, we know that's a good price, but if the Pro sell off the shelf, we're going to get another system. We're sending these corporations the wrong message. I'm like, oh, no, it's just 3 years. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But these same people said they was not going to do this. You see what I'm saying? It's like people have minds are fucked. Like they cannot see past the fanboy in them. People was just saying that Sony was not going to drop another console within 3 years, and they're doing it. The same thing goes with the Scorpio. People were saying they was not going to do that; it will hurt them. They are doing it, people. They don't give a shit.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because okay, so you got the November 10th, you got the Pro coming. Then you're going to have a whole year of, we know the Sony fans are going to rag on Microsoft. So then at the end of the year, you might see some light with the Scorpio, and it might turn back on them. But do you guys honestly think that Sony's going to willingly know that they're dropping a more powerful console, and they all know that this generation's built on power? I couldn't see Sony just giving Microsoft the upper hand. They would drop a PS5 or an even better console. What do you guys think? What's your thought?
Remember I told you about that? They're probably going to do that. They're probably going to release another one.
I mean, I see why you guys say that, but this is the thing. Then, as much as people think Microsoft got endless pockets, and we know Sony ain't got endless pockets, they cannot afford to keep doing that. That's not. It could happen. Not saying it can't, but the likelihood is slim to none. The likelihood of Microsoft and Sony trying to do DRM again is higher than them dropping consoles every year. Sony, the only thing I could see happen with the PS Pro is that they put out a PS Pro that actually has the 4K Blu-ray drive in. That's about it. Or maybe a 4K Pro with a 2 terabyte model, a hard drive space model. But I think Sony is in the lane of, let's be real, this is a strong possibility. Let's say Scorpio comes out and it's more powerful, right? But there's already 40 million Sony gamers on the PS4, and they've already converted. I think that the power game is a little too late. This generation is about power, sure, but it's a little bit too late. They're not finna switch. I don't think most people are going to just switch to the new powerful thing. That means they got to, get live if they don't got it already. They're going to have to meet new people. They
will. These people will change. If that Scorpion comes out, like Microsoft stated that this is supposed to be 4K native gaming, and we all know the S and the Pro is just upscale. And if people got these TVs, they going to get that Scorpion. Because
what if it's a $400 price difference? I would think it would depend on
it depends on the price. It depends on the price. One. Not only that, if that was the case, if these people really cared about these graphics, they would have got a computer a long time ago. Like yes. I really find that hard to believe that they're waiting on the consoles, because this Xbox One, the way they talking about it, let's say Microsoft is not bullshit and they really trying to make this motherfucker what they trying to say it is. That machine is going to be 500 and above, maybe even more than 500 and above, maybe 600 and above. And I don't know too many people that's going to go buy a $600 console.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
They bought 500. You being nice, boy. 600. You being generous.
PS3 for 600.
Yeah, they bought the PS3 for 600. But the difference is that in that generation, we were going from SD to HD, right? We were going from DVD to Blu-ray. Those were leaps.
And you
going from 4K to
back
to 1080p to 4K is it's not as big as you think.
And you got to understand something. When you look at the strength of the dollar, you do understand that back then. Do you know how much $600 back then will be right now? We talking $800 to $900, bro, and that's a fact. The money was stronger back then. So $600, you damn near was paying the real $600. Right now, what we sitting at right now? Like 60 cents on a dollar right now. So when you talk about back then $600, you talking damn near $1,000 today. So that's why it was a lot of money back then. 600 was a lot of money back then. So people need. I was going to talk about this on my channel, but fuck it, because people ain't talking about this shit. Okay, Microsoft came out and said that this shit is going to do 4K native 60 frames uncompromised. Most people already know what that means. All right, right now you can get the GTX 1080, and you still cannot get 4K native uncompromised. So we got a lot of individuals that's speaking out saying, "Oh, by next year the prices is going to drop for these, these graphic cards or these graphic chips or whatever they call them." That's true, but we're not talking about a GTX 1080, because if they use anything that's anywhere near a GTX 1080, that Xbox Scorpio is still going to have to compromise to perform 1080p native 60 frames locked. So we're talking about a card that's going to be either the most recent card, which will be probably sometime next year, will be like the TI. Do you know how much that shit is going to cost? People's not talking about that. No, yeah, the price is going to drop, but Microsoft ain't going with a card that's like that can do what the TI do, because you're still going to have to compromise the system. So we're talking about a Titan, or hell, 2 Titans. So when you look at the price, or you're going to sit there and say it's going to be $500, $600, you are insane. There's no way they're going to be able to pull that off. Microsoft either going to have to backtrack and say, "Oh shit, I think we fucked up." You know what I'm saying? Let's just, make it less than what we said is going to do. That's where we can keep the price down. But if Microsoft stick with their words, you're not looking at a $500 or $600 console, man. You're not. So people need to get that out their head.
At one stop, this may sound like I'm bullshit, but I just thought about a way that Microsoft could sell you a $400 to $500 system, and you could get, I don't want to say this, you could get like some type of bullshit 4K uncompromised. The reason I'm saying that is, right, what if, this is going to sound stupid as shit, what if the cloud can make your game 4K? Now, that don't really rely on the system. That's Microsoft servers. I don't know. What if they can stream some 4K textures to your machine? I don't know.
You might have a point, though.
I don't know.
That's if the cloud is real.
Now, when are they going to drop this Crackdown? Got a lot of people.
I don't know. I've been waiting for that one.
But the thing is, remember Crackdown? If you go back a while back, we were supposed to get the first part, like the multiplayer first, or the single player first, and then.
Yeah, I thought that was this year, wasn't it? The multiplayer first.
Those are probably going to be holiday games, Dave.
It was supposed to be spring, and then it moved to summer, and then it disappeared.
They're probably going to be holiday. They're probably holiday titles for the Scorpio.
I think I might win the bet, Dave. I made a bet. And this was when Crackdown was announced. And the video is still up. I said that the things that Microsoft is talking about Crackdown is going to be able to do, I said that it's going to, they must be talking about putting this game on their next system. They're pushing it back and they're pushing it back. Now, I could be wrong. They still got time. But it looks like to me that that's where this game is headed. This game is going over to the Scorpio, man.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Crackdown. I like the Crackdown series. I think it's good. I just noticed nobody's talking about it no more. It disappeared,
The thing I don't get is nobody realizing that the PS4 and the Xbox One is going to hold back both the Scorpio and the Pro?
Absolutely. Thank you.
If they really trying to keep everything like, where everybody can play together, they not finna make the Xbox One and the PS4 version look like shit. Those versions are going to look just as fine as they do.
I was watching a podcast the other day I did it with my video. The guy Greg Miller's new podcast, Funny Games or something, his new channel is. And they said something interesting in their podcast. They were talking about the Pro right after the news. It was about a week ago they did this podcast or so. But they said eventually, how long is it going to be before, these games get left behind? Like the current games, because you gotta think these, like I've been saying with the graphically demanding games, when they start focusing more on 4K and stuff, it's gonna be like with the PS3 and the PS4. Eventually, that shit faded out. They just didn't want to do the versions no more. Like, are they gonna just keep it going and just, like you're saying, Grim, hold the shit back? Just to
I mean, I could see them doing that. I mean, holding it back.
But then what's the point of these graphically demanding consoles? I don't understand it.
What would be the point? Because console gamers don't know that much about graphics. As long as they see a difference, that's enough. I mean, the general console community is like that. As long as they see a difference, that's all they need. It's just like if you look at the PS4 Pro, when they showed Mordor, right? And they said this is what the Pro features on. Did you guys notice anything that changed? No, it looks fucking same. It might be something slight that changed. And for those people that see that slight difference, that's the reason they got the Pro, for that little
$400 down the fucking drain.
It's just like people now excited because Rise of the Tomb Raider on the Pro, if you don't have 4K, will run at 1080p unlocked frame rate,
30.
which AKA means
they have one that's 30, right?
They got a 1080p 30 mode, which is what the Xbox and PlayStation already running at, the normal ones. And then you got 1080p uncapped frame rate, unlocked frame rate, but the cap is 45 frames. It's kind of like Infamous Second Son. And I played Infamous Second Son with the variable frame rate on. I turned that shit off because a game fluctuating from 45 to 30 is annoying. So, I mean, if you're paying $400 just to get 15 more frames, well, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna get interesting. I have to say, with I want to see what happens if they're gonna hold on to these systems like they say they are. I think they're betting everybody's just gonna go over the Pro, because how much do you benefit if I just buy the Pro with just the TV I currently have? Does it up? It's gonna put better frame rates, better.
It's just probably gonna look a little bit better.
Like a little bit better.
It depends upon the game. It depends upon the developer, because if the developer does nothing to the game, it's going to be identical.
That's what I understand. So it's going to fall into this thing where they're going to want you to pay for patches and shit. Is it just another way for them to make money? It looks like, or
yeah, it is. And they was banking. I think they was banking on the community to help sell and push this shit. I mean, I know Microsoft and Sony, and you can throw Nintendo in there too. They know what's going on YouTube, especially when it comes to the bigger channels and stuff like that. They're banking on this free publicity, this free hype. That's what they're banking on. People to go out and promote and push it for free. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can get a couple of extra sales by them doing so. But like I said, at the end of the day, Dave, you brought up a good point. Is these systems, is the current systems going to hold back the new systems? Yeah, it is. And you can already see that it's already been built. They built the system to be held back. That's the crazy part. The Pro is built to be held back. And there's no difference.
You remember how mad people were getting when we went out and bought these new consoles, and we had PS3 and Xbox 360 held them back. We're like, come on, kill that fucking generation. Let's move on. Now we're gonna be in. I can't blame it. Can't blame people if they go out buy these new consoles, spend all this money buying a 4K TV, $400 console, say the Scorpio's $800, and then you got these consoles holding their shit back. It's going to be the same situation.
Don't forget about the subscription service, Dave, because you got to pay for Plus and Xbox Live.
Well, that's not going to be a big deal because people are going to pay for that to pay for gaming. I'm telling you, people buy that regardless if you do online gaming. I know it sucks paying for it, but everybody here, I got both of them, and I hate paying for both of them.
Also, Dave, don't forget about VR is right around the corner next month.
That's another thing. You got VR, but one thing I want to mention too before we get out of this subject, you got Nintendo sitting over there. Now, Nintendo drops a console, drops this whatever they're dropping. What if they don't have 4K? What's that going to do? If 4K is the new thing in HDR, what is that going to do to Nintendo?
I don't think it's going to do anything, because you know what? You hear how we're talking about this shit like it's a problem. If enough people feel that way, Nintendo can drop a 1080p 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second console right now. As long as it's a traditional machine and they're not making consoles every 3 years, people will be like, you know what, fuck these other companies, because I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to pay for, especially if they're not charging for online.
Yeah, that online thing that's a deal breaker for a lot of people.
You gotta remember with the Wii U, we had an underpowered console, the Wii U from generation.
I don't think they want an underpowered console, but what I'm saying is that people will be so distasteful by the Xbox Scorpio and the PS4 Pro, they'll just say, I'll go with the company that doesn't seem like they're fucking me over, and Nintendo doesn't appear to be doing that.
Okay, now what happens if they want this third party back? and then now we got third party going into new ventures with 4K and HDR. Where's Nintendo with that?
Well, Nintendo's in a good spot right now, Dave, if you're really thinking about it, because when you look at it from the proper perspective, the Pro and the Scorpio is already being held back. So Nintendo can just walk right in and say, "Oh, so y'all can make games for this console totally." It ain't gonna take that much power.
They're only going to be developing for one platform. They're not going to be working on the handheld. They're not going to be working on the console. They're going to be doing one.
And
one
that's
platform.
another thing. You got developers that are fucking lazy that don't like to develop for a bunch of different things. They're going to develop for a current PS4, a Pro, and then a current Xbox One and a Scorpio. I mean, that's another thing. So they're lazy to begin with. So they got to do 2 versions, patches.
No, within 2 years, Dave, I see the original Xbox One and then the original PlayStation 4 just being phased out. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make sure that it gets phased out. Where us that still have the originals, they're going to try to force us to go and get this Pro and this Scorpion, and that's what I'm going to be done. I'm going to be done. You're not going to force me to go play in 4K. I didn't ask for it, so I'm not going to do it. But you know what? If the NX is really good,
this could be why they're making you pay for patches, because that will take up for the time that they're doing these different versions that they don't. You think they're going to do that shit for free? Let's be honest. They didn't want to make last gen consoles, last gen games with new gen games. They didn't do it for free. They charged for each version. They're like, we're not going to do this shit for free. We're going to charge a patch. That's all I want to see. If these patches do take place, I want to see what they're going to be priced at. You have people saying $3 for. I don't think.
They lost their
I don't think so, buddy. I think
$3.
Like
Hey,
the developers are crackheads now. What the fuck?
One stop. You got a 4K HDR TV, right?
Yes.
Now, this is the thing I don't understand. All PS4s with this new update can do HDR, but the old PS4s don't upscale to 4K. So since there's no HDR devices that aren't 4K, are they saying I could take a normal PS4, plug it to a 4K TV? Remember, the normal PS4 does not have 4K capabilities, but it has HDR capabilities now. Does the TV even understand that you're about to play something that's not 4K, but it does have HDR? Does anything even exist like that?
I mean, if I plug, because my PlayStation is not plugged up on my TV in my living room anymore. But when I plugged it up to that TV, it still I don't like the way it looks, but it's still scratched. It's still.
Don't you need like HDMI 2.0 for that though?
It just scratched it out.
Oh, the TV itself will upscale.
The TV itself still does. That's why when I seen this video, some guy was he plugged his Xbox up to the PlayStation or some shit, and he was like, "Oh, my Xbox upscaled my Uncharted game for me," and I was like, "No, your TV did that. What the fuck are you talking about?" But I don't, like I say, if you plug it in your 4K TV, that TV will scratch the thing out, but I don't like the way it looks.
How about this? This is one thing I want to talk about too that I didn't get to mention. I want to talk about when this all happened with this Pro. Remember they broadcasted that streaming HD or something, and everybody thought that was the 4K. It was going to be what it looked like when they showed off the Pro, and everybody was screaming and raving, "Oh my God, look how beautiful it was!" Then we find later on that they had a 4K version. They put after show, but the PlayStation meeting was not in 4K. Am I correct on that?
Wait, you talking about the stream? Yeah, the stream was not in 4K.
Yeah, that was for people in the crowd, Dave.
4K, right?
Right.
Yeah, and everybody was ranting and raving, "Oh my God, this looks beautiful!" And people that had 4K TVs were trying to say, but then we find out it wasn't in 4K what they were showing until after the one they threw up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shows you how fucking stupid people are. How they're just
if you plug up, you plug up your Wii U to a 4K TV. I think it's gonna just be still 1080p, just scratched. I don't know how it goes.
I've seen Smash Brothers on the 4K TV. It's just a 1080p image that stretched the hell out.
Yeah, that's the same as with the PlayStation. Because like I said, I didn't like how it looked. It just it was.
But what I'm saying is, it's like this: like if the normal PS4 the update can do HDR, right? There aren't any HDR games out yet, so I guess when one comes out, maybe you could test it out, do a video on it.
I could try, yeah.
If don't you need a special HDMI port to do 4K, like 2.0 or something?
Don't you need a receiver? Like you need
I don't know what exactly you need, but what I'm trying to say is like if the current PS4 does HDR, if you plug it into an HDR capable TV and all those are 4K, like I thought 4K and HDR was hand in hand. Like how would the TV know that, hey, this thing doesn't do 4K but it does HDR, so I'm gonna turn on the HDR? I don't even know if any TVs understand that.
I don't know. Yeah, I could try it out though. I'm not a TV head like that, but I could damn sure try it out.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny with the stream things, how they all cheered that up and it wasn't even in 4K. It's just, I think with people, I think they're being told something and they just go by hype. These companies, like, let's go to these rumors. Remember how we see so many rumors this generation about these consoles, about the NX, the Neo, which is now the Pro, the Scorpio. I think after that shit that happened with the whole backlash with the DRM, I think, you know, I noticed after that there was a lot of rumors. I think they put shit out to fish and see what happens first before they come out and reveal shit. I think. They don't want to see a backlash like they seen with the DRM. You know, look at all the rumors you got now. Look at them all. Look at the Scorpio, the NX. Where is the fucking NX? Where is the damn thing? That's what I want to know.
I heard it's rumored to be next month.
Yeah, but do you notice every
God.
month it's rumored to be the next month to be revealed? It goes from month to month to that. And what's next month?
Like
October to November?
Hey, don't be surprised, right? You're going to be out grocery shopping. You're going to pass the electronics aisle, and you're going to be like, the NX? What? Like, when did this thing come out? You're like, oh.
Maybe they're doing some like kind of like stealth marketing where those are they might reveal it and then they'll just like announce it. They're saying, "Oh, it's coming next week. You can pick it up next week." They might try.
That's becoming the last Guardian. That's what the NX is becoming. No, I mean, I'm just kidding.
They both in Neverland.
It's not coming.
I mean, they are still supporting the Wii U, which I'm actually surprised they're even doing.
They are? What games have come out for?
They got ukuleles coming out.
Paper Mario's coming out for it. Frozen will tell me it's another Mario game other than Paper Mario coming out for it.
Yeah, that what you call it, the Olympic one.
Olympic came out this year for the Wii U.
How many games came out this year for the Wii U? Oh, I don't know. They're still coming out.
Probably no more than 4.
Yeah, no more than 4 games that are like not counting indies. Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't
Persona 3DS much love though.
Game drop already?
Who game?
That game that's like Persona.
Yeah, that came out in June.
Oh, okay.
What was their last big game? What was that game called? Xenoblade? Was that the last big one?
Or you count Star Fox maybe?
Oh, Star Fox.
Or 3D World. Not 3D World. What's the one?
I'd say Star Fox.
Mario Maker.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I think the
Fox was after Mario Maker, though, right?
The NX is waiting on that cloud compute come out.
They're waiting to see what the other companies are doing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into. Did anybody play For Honor in here?
Nah.
Yeah.
I told you, Dave. They didn't send me any codes. I was unlucky.
I know Dirty did. Dirty, you played it. What's your thoughts of it, Dirty, or anybody? What you seen of it? What do you think of it? Like,
I played it at PlayStation Experience, and it was highly. We played the domination mode, but this is like pre of what you played. This was before what you played. It looks a lot better as far as like the graphics and everything, and it's a real team-based game. Like if you're playing that mode, like we had a Ubisoft guy coaching us, and it was 4 of us in front of TVs, and then across the room there was 4 other people, and they had a Ubisoft coach, and they were like yelling us in the microphone, telling us what to do, and it's a very challenging game. I say that. But,
yeah, it's not just like people think you just block left with left. No, you have to be like your body has to be that way. And then some people just run up on you, do some crazy shit. Me and Procrastination were playing. That's when I started doing good with it. I was playing Procrastination. I have to say, like Frozen said in the beginning, Procrastination is just good at games. Like I play with that dude in so many games. It's like he gets like last night he started playing the beta. He sucked a little bit, and all of a sudden he's dominating on the fucking charts. I'm like, holy shit. I like the game. I think it's I think it's something different. That's what I like about it. It's like a new type of fighting game, like Gladiator type shit. You could do 1v1, 2 versus 2, or you could do that not domination. It's something else that's called where
you capture the objectives.
Yeah, you do objectives. It's like you take over points, like domination in Call of Duty. It's pretty good. I like it. What do you think, Dirty, of it playing it?
Yeah, it was growing on me. It was just I had to the controls. You know what I'm saying? It was something different than normal. You know, they wanted you, the whole like, L2 and swing with the right stick and hold R1 and if you want to go into rage mode, you got to hit the triangle and you know what I'm saying, and tap the square if you want to like, charge into them with your shoulder and kind of stun them for a few seconds to get a couple of hits. That stick was kind of throwing me off because I'm not used to playing, a fighting game with the stick. It's normally like, one of the buttons, but.
Yeah, you could pick a dude up, rush with him, and throw him off a fucking bridge. You could throw him into some fucking spikes. And I like when they do like the executions. You take a dude's head off. You have to hit it real fast with it and hit square. But I think the game's looking pretty good. It sucks it's not coming out this year. They pushed it off until February, I believe, because of Watch Dogs. They know Watch Dogs is going to get a lot of sales. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I did notice one thing in that domination mode or whatever they call it.
Dominion.
I think it's called Dominion.
Somebody put in the chat. It's called Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion. When there was a lot of shit going on screen, my game shut off. I saw that shit. Yep.
You need that pro. You know what? I hope that's not going to be something that we see with these old systems, like a lot of bullshit going on, shit that we haven't experienced, when we first got the system, to help push us off it. Because motherfuckers can do some shit like that, some shady shit. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just hoping that we don't start seeing the system crashing like a motherfucker often, real bad frame rates, worse than before, just to get people like, oh man, I'm gonna have to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but like when the PlayStation came out, the PlayStation 4 came out and the Xbox One came out, I started seeing the 360 games look worse. I mean, just worse, and even some PS3 games looked it. Well, PS3 had a little more power, but when you did a comparison, it looked really bad. And I was like, well, damn, the games before this looked better. And they pushed a lot of people off those systems. I just hope that don't happen again, man. Can y'all hear me?
No, I heard you.
Oh, okay. Dude, I felt the odds just there. It was like
yeah, I had to shut something off. The other TV was loud. I hear you.
But Dave, what do you expect from a Ubisoft game? Do you expect it to be?
I don't know. I like it. It's like I said, the game's good, but it did it once. It only did it once on. Well, no, to be fair, it logged out. But they said they're doing this to test it.
Oh, just a tester. Okay.
It is an alpha. I mean, they're just testing the connection. We were able to link up, me and Procrastination, but we couldn't do a 1v1, which I wanted to do. I wanted to fight him, just me and him. We were able to do the 2v2 and the Dominion. But I like it. You get a bunch of different choices. You can level up from different characters, different weapons. It's a learning curve. That's all. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm telling you, I got slaughtered the first live stream I did. And then when I played with Procrastination, I started learning a little bit better. I was doing better. But it is fun. It will be a day one buy for me. I like it. It's the game I wanted this year, but of course it didn't come out this year. Anybody tried, I don't know if I talked about this last live stream. Anybody tried Forza Horizon 3 demo?
I did.
That's a kick-ass game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That game, that's a good racer. You know what I think, too? I might sound like a fanboy of Forza because I know a lot of people that I like Forza. I wasn't into Forza Horizon though. I was more of the motorsport type guy. Mm-hmm. But this one sold me. Horizon 3, I'm sold. I will be getting it day one. I think that I don't know. I could be drifting off a little bit here, but hopefully y'all can bear with me. I think that Forza Horizon has picked up where Need for Speed left off. Because Need for Speed is not that great anymore. Need for Speed fell off. And I think that Microsoft did a really good job of bringing that somewhat core experience back into racers. You know what I'm saying? That it's somewhat like a Need for Speed field, but more enhanced, more better. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, like I say, I think Microsoft picked up where Need for Speed fell off. They picked up and are running with it, man. They're doing a real good job when it comes to that.
They got a co-op campaign in this for the first time. Yeah. That's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be dope.
I got it pre-ordered. I like how the music, you could set up your radio station. They got good music in it. They actually, it's a big difference from graphics from the last one. I mean, the water hit your screen. I thought it was good. It sold me. I thought it'd be just about the same graphic wise as the last one, because they claim they can do no more with these consoles. But
hey, what I said in my last video, these developers are just lazy. It's like, you can see what they can do with the systems. We know that. We know. I know. Like I said before, I pop shots like, oh, the PlayStation run at 60 frames and the shit. But that's just funny games with me. I just feeding the trolls and just dibbing and dabbing in the little war, this fake war that's going on. But I understand reality. I know for a fact that these systems, Microsoft and Sony, can do 1080p 60. I know they can, and these developers just being too lazy. They don't want to do it. They want to give us half-ass games. As you can see, the majority of these games have day one patches. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, a day one patch. Like, when we start to allow like this crazy shit to happen, like, when did this become the norm for us? You know what I'm saying? So now they're not gonna give us full 1080p. We expect for them to give us 4K. We're talking about the same lazy developers that came out just almost 3 years ago saying what? Oh my God, we got the what it is, the dev kits, and the PlayStation 4 has so much power, but yet your lazy ass is not using it. The same thing with the Xbox One. Oh, the Xbox One, these new systems have so much power. The gaming experience is going to be endless, and they was talking all this good shit, and then when we get the game, it's like 900p 30 frames. We're like, what the fuck? Everybody looking at each other like, what?
Remember, there was going to be no loading times.
No loading time, yeah.
Loading time.
And now they're doing the exact same thing with the Pro and the Scorpio. Like, People, do you not see it? It's right there in your face.
And Beavis and Butthead in the comment section brought up a good point. He says, "What's up with season passes? If you really think, what does season passes mean? The whole season of like." That's where I have to agree with him on that. It is kind of fucking shady.
Well, Dave, now you don't even get everything with
the
season pass anymore.
A season pass to me, I thought it was for all the DLC that came out for that game. Now it's like
one of the biggest things, Dave. You did it yourself, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, well, they're still going to make another combat pack, supposedly.
You know, y'all wanted me to tell y'all, I've been exposed to this. Y'all want to know what a season pass really is? It's a bundle DLC pack.
It's a bundle DLC.
I'm being real. That's all it is. It's a bundle DLC pack. You pay a set price and you get certain DLCs all without having to pay for it again. But you notice that when we talked about this a while back, Dave, we was talking about how DLC in the future, DLC really ain't gonna be nothing but just like one pack, and you still gonna have to pay for everything else. And you can see it starting now. You pay, you buy the season pass, which I still don't understand what season, like y'all said. I don't know what that means because
we're not getting COD was the one that started it, and then
COD. Yeah, so we buy the season pass, and then you still have to pay for certain packs. Like I pay for the season pass, why I gotta still buy this shit?
Yeah, you buy the collector's edition, and you don't even get the season pass. That's I'm pissed off. I buy a lot of those collector's editions, and I don't even get the season passes.
And you don't even get. Oh my god, bro! See, this is bad.
Now let's get to our last topic because I gotta run in a little bit. No Man's Sky, you got Yoshida finally coming out and speaking on all the bullshit PR with that game, all the lies, all the stuff that. What's his name? Ryan Murphy, his name is, or what's that guy?
Something like that.
Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy, my bad. They got, all the shit that he said, all the stuff that he bullshitted everybody about the multiplayer and all the other crap. And now Yoshida's finally speaking on it. Who do you guys think's at fault for the promotion of this? Like, do you think it's Sony and the creator of No Man's Sky, or just the creator of No Man's Sky?
It's hard to say, but I lean more to the creator of No Man's Sky than anything else.
Yeah, I would think it's a little bit. It's a tiny bit of blame could go to everybody, even us, even myself. Because I went out and supported the bullshit, and I believed in the what ifs, the fucking the myth. Is it going to be multiplayer? Is it not? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. And I went out and got it, and yeah, he lied. I give more responsibility to the guy that actually got on stage and flat out lied to everybody. Because Sony didn't come out and say, oh, this game has this and this game. He did that shit, So I put my finger mainly on him.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people didn't really take into consideration. This is an indie game. We had a big promotion of Sony behind it, but at the end of the day, it's like, what, a 15-man studio or less making this big, tremendous game that's going to have all these planets that are going to recreate themselves. It's always going to be a new experience. It sounded too good to be true, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying this. Xbox fans, y'all about to learn from this. They said No Man's Sky uncompromised. There was a lot of compromise. You see, I mean, dude, when you go to each planet, looks exactly the same. You barely see any wildlife. I mean, it's nothing the way they promoted it. As a matter of fact, there's a video on YouTube that somebody did a comparison of the actual game. Him when he bought the game, he played the game. He showed planet from planet. He showed the same scenes from what they were showing when the guy was promoting it. Murray was promoting it, and you can see wildlife everywhere. But on his game, no wildlife nowhere.
No wildlife.
You know what I'm saying? It's even from trees to the oceans and all that was gone. It's not the same game. It's not what he promoted, man. It is not there.
Well, you had a Eurogamer. They interviewed Yoshida, and he basically said, "I understand some of the criticisms, especially Sean Murray is getting, because he sounded like he was promising more features in the game from day one." Yoshida told Eurogamer at Tokyo Game Show he was referring to Hello Games studio head Sean Murphy, the public face of No Man's Sky. It wasn't a great PR strategy. Yoshida said the massive day one patch for No Man's Sky made him sympathize with Hello Games' efforts to make good on their promises, but he believes that the developers' promotional plan for the game didn't serve them well because of the incredible, unsustainable amount of hype that it built up. Yoshida blamed the situation on Hello Games being an indie team, and an indie team that didn't know how to market its game appropriately and should have a public relations appearances on hand for guidance. And there's a little bit more, but basically it sounds like he's kind of, they're behind it too. Sony, that was like their exclusive in a way. It was on PC, I know.
Yeah, I think the PC guys are actually modding the shit out of that game right now.
Yeah,
actually trying to put in.
The game did sell well. The game did sell well. We can't take that away from No Man's Sky, but I don't think it was the game everybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the game to save game then.
This was going to be the game that was like, you're going to have so many other games that build off of this and go, maybe that could happen. That could happen, that they get the idea of what they did. But it just sounds like a hard game to deliver.
The thing is, nothing No Man's Sky did that hasn't been done already. That's the funny part. Everything No Man's Sky has ever done has been done before.
Yes, it has. Star Citizen.
So I don't even understand why. But the thing with No Man's Sky is who is to blame, Sony or them? It depends on their relationship, because if Sony would just helping them fund the game and distribute the game, but No Man's Sky was it was all up to them to make it, to do the PR for it. Sony had no play in that. I can't really blame Sony for that, right? But if Sony did have a hand in it, then yes, they do deserve some of the blame too. But all in all, it's just he spoke too soon, and a lot of stuff he said that was gonna be there wasn't there. This is what it is.
Well, shit, Grim, how much did Sony give him? $10?
I don't know how much Sony gave him.
Shit, they must have gave him a little bit they must have gave him some crumbs, because all this shit that they promised, that shit was not in the game, but they scripted out all that shit. All that shit.
Beavis and Butthead says, I'm really disappointed more than anything else in them selling it for more than it should have been. I agree. It shouldn't have been $60. And then you have a lot of people on Steam that got refunds, right? Or tried to or something.
I tried to get my money back. I couldn't, though. They like, you motherfucker, you bashed our game and we're not giving you shit.
Yeah, they cashed in off that one. Do you think Hello Games will have another chance at another game that might be successful after this?
I mean, if they go back to doing Joe Danger, I'm pretty sure they will.
But you know what that proves to, Dave? That we was right a long time ago. Hype sells games.
Yep. The hype.
Yeah, I think majority of those sales come off of the hype. Like after everybody knows what No Man's Sky is, I don't think that game like they're trying to say No Man's Sky sold a million units. I think they made that million before the game even came out, which is good. But now that people know what it is, how is it selling now? I don't think it's doing.
I think it plummeted. I think somebody showed a chart. It went from like selling hundreds of thousands in mere days to like selling like what it was 1,000 copies or some shit. It plummeted. I just put it like that.
You gotta think though, for an indie game, that did pretty good because that probably didn't cost as much to make that game compared.
They made a profit, brother. They made a profit.
Yeah,
I mean, but you gotta think they got a lot of that money went back to the customers because people asked for refunds.
Oh, that's true. True.
Like if you look at somebody like what is it? The people who made what's the game on PlayStation? I haven't picked up the order. That was a indie studio. They made the order, and I don't know how well that did, but I don't remember people asking for refunds left and right. So if they did make a profit, that profit probably still there. No Man's Sky sales and the profit that they probably made, probably a lot of it went back to them having to refund customers. So
yeah, it was at the top of the charts for August. I mean, I don't know. That's what I saw on BG charts. I mean,
yeah, it was. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think there's a lot of people that buy shit. I know a lot of people are like this. They'll buy some shit just like No Man's Sky that they can find out they get a refund. Some people don't even give a fuck. They just feel like they got duped, and they're like, they throw that shit to the side.
They don't feel like going to the store.
Yeah, they don't feel like being bothered with it.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's basically all I got today. I appreciate you all for joining. I want to watch The Exorcist. They got it free, the first episode on PlayStation. I want to watch that. I've been waiting to see it. But thank you, One Stop for Gamers, for joining as always.
No problem, brother. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, buddy. Frozen Magma, as always.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, buddy. King Grimpachi, as always.
No problem.
And the Old Dirty 33. Thank you for joining as always.
No problem, Dave.
And thank all you guys in the chat. I really appreciate it. Like Beavis and Butthead, Justin HD, Gamer Nick, Joni, Kazooie. I know King Droopy's. He was saying some shit.
Dave, I blocked him. I don't know.
He made a rap song to Jack Move Johnny, and I said something about it. He didn't like what I had to say.
Well, he's blocked.
VGL, I appreciate it. Perfect Welch, Cali Chango, Levon K-Son, One White Kong. The list goes on. Thank you guys as always. And until next time, later YouTube.